Some of the key benefits for mass timber and cross-laminated timber panels is that it's a renewable resource. So we grow trees. In Georgia, we grow a lot of trees. A landowner, let's say 25 years ago, decides to plant a tree, and we're using that tree to make lumber, and that lumber could be used to make cross-laminated timber panels. We can do that process indefinitely as long as we have, the people that are willing to plant the trees, and we have the people that are willing to manufacture those trees, and then the people willing to buy those trees.
We grow more trees than we harvest. Our harvesting practices here in Georgia are renowned. We know how to grow a pine tree. We know how to do it sustainably, responsibly. Why can't we here in Georgia build buildings made with Georgia pines, southern yellow pines?
Most of our timber can come from just a small percentage of our forest lands because we've developed forest management practices to grow very good straight pine timber in the south. So on an acre of land, we can grow much more lumber quality timber than we could in the past.
So if we have a manufacturing plant in Georgia that produces CLT, that isn't going to cause deforestation. In fact, one of the things it will do is it will help increase forestation. Markets really drive landowners to decide to replant trees. If a landowner sells a load of wood and that wood ends up going to a cross-laminated timber plant, that's just going to kind of reaffirm to them that, yeah, I want to keep my land in trees versus converting that forest to another use. Another key benefit is that during that process we can sequester carbon.
Naturally, trees will take in or soak in the carbon dioxide out of the air. Once the trees are harvested, that carbon is sequestered in the wood. Carbon is about 50% of the contents of the wood. The use of cross-laminated timbers is important because once it's put together, that carbon stays put for the life cycle of the building.
The carbon emissions caused by building a building don't start at the building site, they begin at the extraction site. Studies show that mass timber emits about 1/4 of a metric ton of carbon dioxide per ton of mass timber produced. Steel emissions are 2.3 metric tons of carbon dioxide emissions for every ton of steel produced. And for Portland cement, it's 0.9 tons. So mass timber is much, much better. The legislature passed a law authorizing the Forestry Commission to create the methodology and protocol for issuing carbon credits to commercial real estate developers who use sustainable building materials in place of the conventional building materials. A participant in the registry can either use those carbon credits to offset their own carbon footprint, or they can sell them on the market. We need to build more buildings to make it more visible, allow more people to enter those buildings, get the feel of what it's like to be in a mass timber building, the warmth, the beauty. That will become contagious, and that will also help spread the word of the benefits, both environmental and financial.